Hello Webflow users. Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to process a recurring ideal payment using Stripe payment links and Stripe checkout, and also show how that flows into customer portal, Stripe's pre-built component on a Webflow website. So I'm going to tackle the recurring ideal payment. You could also do a one-time payment. I'll just cover it in another video, not to make this video too long. So I'm looking at the Webflow wish list listing here, Stripe Ideal Payments with e-commerce. So the way we're going to do this is just embedding a Stripe payment link into a Webflow website and not using Webflow's e-commerce to accomplish this. So this person says Stripe uses Ideal Payments in Netherlands, etc. It's like the credit card for the US. Everybody uses this. I'm sure the idea will get lots of likes. Let's see. So Webflow e-commerce is useless without Stripe's Ideal Payments option here in the Netherlands. So we're going to show you how to accomplish this. Here is the site, and I have a pricing page. So for Ideal, you have to sell a European price. The currency of the price in Stripe has to be European. So I've made a subscription for the silver plan and the gold plan, and these are both European. This is, if you click this button, it opens up Stripe checkout. And this is for this 100 euro plan called the silver plan. And in this button, I made it available. The customers can pay with credit card or they can pay with Ideal. And then I also made a link. I also made a link here. I put a Stripe payment link on this Ideal image, and that link is just for Ideal. So you can make a link for a single payment method using our app, Paid Members app, and I'll give you some more details about that. So the best thing to do, I think, is to Google Stripe Ideal and to skim some of the docs. So here's one of the documentations on Stripe Ideal. You can see that the currency has to be EUR. They do recurring payments through this integration with SEPA for recurring payments, and they talk about the payment flow here. And there's also another page in the docs, accept an ideal payment. That's really helpful. So they give a little note here, and the note says that basically what Stripe does by default when you make a payment link is it will show every payment method available. And with Paid Members app, we have it a little bit more granular, so you can pull things out. You can pull a credit card out and just make an ideal link. And there's some information here. You can see that the supported currency is euro, so it's really important. If you see an error, we can't make Stripe do anything magical that it won't do, but we do use the Stripe payment link API, so we can do anything you can do with the API. If you can code, you can see that usually they pass in this array, and it's just card, and they're saying to put in card and ideal instead. And we actually just pass in just ideal in one of the links that I showed you, and one we pass in just like this, card and ideal. So your customer comes to this pricing page, and another thing to remember about Stripe payment links is back in the day, Stripe checkout was a really long bunch of code that we generated in our app, Paid Members app, but now Stripe payment links are very simple links, and they're just hyperlinks. So you can hyperlink text, like some words of text here. You can hyperlink a button. You can hyperlink an image. You can even put these Stripe payment links in a you can even put the Stripe payment links in social media or an email, because they're just very simple links. And we use the Stripe API you connect your standard Stripe account to us, and then we can do magic things like make Stripe payment links within your account that work with our app. So I'll go ahead and process with this button here that uses both credit cards, or it elicits both credit cards or ideal payment, and I'm going to choose ideal. Adam at test.com is the customer, and I'm just going to choose randomly one of these banks that Stripe supplies, and I'm going to say my name is Adam Tester, and I'm going to put an address of 1234 Market Street, and I'm going to just choose that. So there's a couple options. You can show a confirmation message on Stripe checkout. You can redirect to a URL, or using our app, we have a special URL where we listen for what's called the checkout session information. So we can pop up a form where we pull the customer's email and name, and the customer can log in with a password, and that will allow them to log in and use Stripe customer portal without authenticating with a special email once they're logged in. I'll show you how that works. So I'm going to subscribe using Ideal. And Stripe will send you in test mode to this payment page, and they say something on the left about asynchronous payments, and they say you should use webhooks to listen for payment intent succeeded. We do that with your app. Let me show you one more thing in your Stripe account that you should look at. I'm in test mode on this test plan, and I'm going to look up my available payment methods. So you have to have cards turned on in your account, and we can strip that from your payment link if you want, if you make it with our app, but you can't in here. You can't turn this off. There's no off button on cards in Stripe alone. But if I look down, here's Ideal. And strangely, even though there's this weird SEPA direct debit, you can have this turned off if you're using Ideal, and they'll still have the payments integrated with SEPA, but you might want to just turn on SEPA. So up here with Ideal, you can see you can turn on for one-time payments, or you can turn it on for recurring payments as well. So in this scenario, we are processing a recurring payment, and you can see when you toggle that on, that something appears here that says webhooks recommended. It's not necessary for one-time payments, but for recurring payments, webhooks are recommended. That means there can be a delay on some of the payments. Either way, if you're connected with Paid Members app, we're always listing for webhooks from the Stripe account when the payment succeeds. But for Ideal, it should be immediate because the confirmation is immediate. And it says recurring payments supported through Stripe via SEPA direct debit. Okay, that covers that. So I'm going to say authorize test payment. You can also fail it to see what happens, but we're going to go ahead and authorize this payment. So because that is authorized, it's going to redirect, and we're going to go, we fire out an email to you telling you that this customer signed up. If you want that email, we have various custom emails, and you can also customize emails that go out to your customer. But instead of sending them a customer with a link to sign up, because it's immediate notification, you can just send them right to this hosted page. This is a page that we host that looks like Stripe customer portal. You can change your brand settings in your Stripe account and we'll pull them in. That's why we have black here on the left and just a gray button. That is set in your Stripe account. We'll pull whatever colors you want to match your brand, and we want it to flow easily from this form into customer portal. I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm just going to actually save that password, and then we're going to go in. We fire another email if you'd like, and then you're back on your website, and you can see the brand colors are that black and gray, and then the login link changes to a My Account because this person is logged in. And if they have members only areas, if you have members only areas, we can add them. You can make a rule in the app to add the customer who buys that specific Stripe price to certain members only areas, and they will have access to the page that they can get once they're logged in. We also have information about their profile, and they can change their password and update things like a little avatar image. And then we have this magic link that goes to Stripe Customer Portal. So when your customer clicks that, they can go right into Stripe Customer Portal, and you'll see something very cool for recurring subscriptions. You can see that the customer is on the silver plan in euros, and you can see that you can see how this separate direct debit integration works, where the payment method on file is saved via SEPA. The customer will also have their invoice history. For example, if you've ever elicited emails from your customers where they want to get their invoices, the customer can just click here within Stripe Customer Portal, and they can view their invoices. So you can scale your business really easily without having to field questions about emails. And also customers can add a payment method if they want to add a different payment method, such as a credit card number. Okay, so that is how to process a recurring Ideal payment using Webflow, Stripe payment links, which opens Stripe checkout, and we showed you how it works with Stripe customer portals, which is Stripe's pre-built component for your customers to self-manage their own subscriptions. Okay, if you want anything different or you need some more information, please reply to this video or contact us via paidmembersapp.com with any questions, and look for our other video where I will show you how to process one-time Ideal payments on your Webflow website.